weekends you're gonna see a reading vlog where I read for a weekend. You're gonna see me read Friday, Saturday, and maybe a little bit of Sunday. It just depends on how long the content is. But I was reading this maybe starting Thursday. So yeah, it's just gonna be like a mini, like a couple of days reading vlog. Most likely a weekend, but it just depends on when I finish the books for it. So you're gonna see me read a couple books. That's it. And go on some fun adventures. Okay, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, book friends, or I'll see you in the next clip. At this point on my computer, I have 4 different spinning wheels all set up that I'm using for my summer projects, and I'm trying to not delete any when I'm in the middle of a vlog. So I have a spinner wheel. It has, I don't even know if it tells me. I think it has like 181 things on it. So it's every single arc I got from ALA. Every single arc. So I'm gonna roll, I'm gonna see what we come up with, and that's gonna depend on if I pick something else to read. I don't know, we're gonna see. Ooh, A Season for Falling. Okay, let me look to see what the tight cover of that one is. It's probably like A Season. Oh, this is the one that this was like the romance. Okay. Okay, let me go see if I can find this one, and then I think I'm probably gonna roll for another book. Okay, let me go find that book, and then we will find out about it. Let me go find that. Okay. Okay, let me turn off my camera. This is truly a perfect read because it is a YA contemporary. It's called A Season for Falling by Kate O'Shaughnessy. And this is great because I know in the summer, I normally like to read books that are like a little bit heftier and have some weight to them. But I always like want like a backup book. Like I'm commuting tomorrow. I'm not commuting. I'm going to run errands tomorrow. I'm going to the town tomorrow. So I always want to bring one that could fit in my backpack. And then I also do like to have a pretty heavy fantasy going just so I don't get bored. Because to be honest, that's the reason I don't ever read my physical arcs, because I don't normally read these genres, but I really do want to read this, but I think I just need something else to combat it. So I do have a spinner wheel of like fantasy books that like that I think will work. Like I have Smoke and Scar, I have For Whom the Bell Tolls, Lord of the Wilds, Broken Dove, Flood of Love, This Kingdom Will Kill Me, Sea Spinner, A Mortal Rose, which is an arc that I have. And then I also have the, sorry about that. So I do have a couple of books on here that I would like to start reading. So they're just random ones. And a lot of these are ones that are on my physical TBR. This will probably replace one of my e-arcs that I have. And I'm going to roll to see what is the book I'm going to focus with. So there are a couple. You can't really see this on this video. I apologize. Ooh, A Mortal Rose. Okay, that is by Alex Bracken. So that is what I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm going to read a little bit of this. I'm probably gonna read about 100 pages of this just to get my feet wet, and then I'm probably gonna switch to A Mortal Rose and read a little bit of that just so I can have both. But I do want to start with this because I am just in the mood to read something quick. I'm also watching a pretty complicated movie, and I think that this will be a little bit of a better thing for it. It says, a spoon-worthy, heartfelt, evocative romance about first love, second chances, and finding yourself in a season of change. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure my Kindle's charged, and once I read about 100 pages, I am going to switch to A Mortal Rose. Bye, book friends. Hi, book chickens. I am back. I just want to do a quick update. I have finally caught up on my podcast, which is very exciting. I also did decide to listen to the next book they're doing, so I got a few things for that all organized. And then I started listening to Into the Fading Twilight. Finally, I'm like 5% into that book. I'm not that far. But this is a companion book. This book follows Nova, and if you read Across the Vanishing Sky, Nova was a very, very big part of that book. If you don't want to, like, here, I'm gonna hold this back up when I'm done talking about it, but this is a spoiler for the end of Across the Vanishing Sky. When I put this back up, the spoiler will be over. But Nova went missing, and her best friend Bree would move back to this small town, Starling Grove, to kind of find her. She had to team up with Dex, a former profiler, and at the end of the book, it's revealed that Nova was still missing and she was found. And this is Nova's book as she falls for the guy that found her. So yeah, that is the end of that spoiler. But this book follows her, and it's actually very interesting because whenever you read a Catherine Cowles, everyone normally loves and is happy for each other. So this book, there's definitely a lot of tension between Nova and her best friend. Her best friend was hunting for her, trying to find her, is in a very, very different situation. She has a son, she has a new husband or a new boyfriend, I guess. And they're very concerned about Nova, and Nova does not like people telling her what to do, and there's a lot that happen, or a lot of consequences she's dealing with her captivity. So we're dealing with that. I've read about 5% of that. I also read about 100 pages of A Season for Falling by Kate O'Shaughnessy. This is her YA debut, and I'm loving this book. This book is all my catnip. It's a fall-themed romance, which I do love. You have a main character named Claire who used to be a child star, but some things have happened. The show got canceled. She stopped being an actress. She moved back to the small Connecticut town, kind of changed her name, took on a new identity, and is kind of hiding out. And then her former co-star goes to this town to do a movie, and they're kind of forced to work together. She's keeping it a secret from everyone, especially her best friend, which is going to cause a lot of problems, I can anticipate. But right now, she's like, and then there's a lot of things about money. Her dad kind of took money from her, and she's kind of wanting to think about going to college in New York, and it's very, very expensive. So he's kind of hiring her to be a tutor, like how to be a normal person. And that's where we are. I read about 100 pages, and I'm really, really liking it. I want to go back to this, but I do want to read about 25% of Immortal Rose because I have been putting that book off. It's a book that I really, really want to read. I'm really nervous because it's Alexandra Bracken's adult debut, and I have loved Alexandra Bracken. So I'm going to go read 25% of that on my Kindle, and then I'm going to come back and give you an update, and then I'm going to see how I'm feeling. I may go back and read another 100 pages of this. We will see. But yeah, that is my plan. I will talk to you guys when I have an update, hopefully soon. Bye, book friends. Hi Pickens, I'm back. It's actually been a very busy day, but I did wind up reading a lot. So I got to 25% in Immortal Rose by Alex Bracken. I am really liking that book. It's like I would say it's like a Bridgerton-esque fantasy tinged romantasy. It's very different from the romantasies I have normally read, which are very, very war focused. So this is like a very, very quiet one, which I am liking. I've always liked Alex Bracken's writing style. But this main character, she's in a perfume line, so she can put magic into perfumes and make good potions and bad potions. And someone has basically killed the last of her line, and she's basically illegitimate. So no, her mother and her never got the official line. And then the king is poisoned, and she has to team up with a thief to sort of save the day. And I've read 25% of that. I am really enjoying it. It's giving me Bridgerton vibes, and Bridgerton is one of my favorite TV shows. It's also very much hate to more. There's a lot of side characters you're meeting, and I'm having a really, really fun time with that one. I also have about an hour and a half left of Into the Fading Twilight by Catherine Cowles. I've been listening to that all day when I was running errands. So I will attach a photo of that book here. Catherine Cowles' writing style, I just do. This book is very, well, it's not different, but I would say both characters have such complex trauma in this book. You have a main character who, spoilers, was held captive for a year, and she's sort of dealing with the after effects of that. And then you have our hero who has a little girl who is dealing with the consequences of his father's actions and how people are reacting to him for that, which is very interesting. I will admit it took me a little bit to like our main character, but our main character is dealing with a lot. She's in a lot of trauma base, so she's did a lot of stuff that was very, very trauma focused, but I am really liking it now, and I'm really curious to see. There's a mystery connected to her disappearance and future disappearances that they're all kind of investigated in, and I'm really liking this one quite a bit. I've also read a little bit more, so I'm 124 pages into A Season for Falling. This will probably be my next book. I'm going to read this tomorrow when I run errands, just because it's easier to focus on. But I want to get to 50% of Immortal Rose because this is going to be a weekend vlog now that I kind of changed the concept. This I'm very much liking. We're also getting to the point where she's kind of reconnecting with her friend who's an actor, and they had a very interesting chat about acting and the acting life. And they're also kind of uncovering a little bit more about what her dad did to her, which is very interesting. So I am really liking this. I also finished watching Project Hail Mary. That is a movie. I wished I would have read the book first, because when I was watching The Martian, I loved that book because I thought it was so easy to follow. This book, I feel like I missed a lot of critical things. I am not a sciencey heavy person, so I feel like I missed a lot, but I loved it. I want to go back and listen to the book and then rewatch the movie, but now I'm watching The Martian because I love that movie. It was one of my favorites. So I'm doing that, and then I have to pick a show, because I feel like at this point I should probably pick a TV show to watch. I've just been in a movie binge this whole week. So, but alas, that is where we are. I'm gonna go try to read 25% more of Immortal Rose, and I'll give you guys an update. If tonight I do decide to read anything, it will probably be this, but we will see. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, book friends. Quick chickens, I'm back. I did wind up running some errands. I got my nails redone quicker than I normally do, but they look nice. And then I wound up doing there was some garage selling. So I did get one book for my dad, but I also got sold on a Monday, which is a historical fiction book. I wanted to get it because it was only $1, and if I don't have it, I will forget about it. So I got it, and I'm probably going to try to listen to the audio maybe this week. It's very historical fiction-y, and the next readathon I'm doing is about a couple of people who like to read a lot of historical fiction. I also went to the library and got Dissection of a Murderer by Joe Murray, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. And I also wound up finishing the Twilight book by Catherine Cowles, which I adored. I'm going to touch a photo of that book here. Definitely a healing book, I will say that. The characters are dealing with a lot in this book, both characters. The whole setup of the series is really complicated, and both our characters are dealing with a lot of trauma. But the ending of Catherine Cowles' books always surprise me. I always cannot predict them. I definitely did not predict this. And there was a pretty big reveal at the end that leads into book 3 in this series, which is another brothers romance. But I was gobsmacked. I was like, oh my god, how are you gonna tell me that is the killer? It's also, this is a series I really think you do need to read in order. Sometimes you can kind of read her books out of order. This book, every book kind of leads into the other one, so you really meet all the history of all the characters. I love this book. I gave it 5 stars, and I think the healing, talk about therapy, talk about coming out of the situation that you came in and dealing with the consequences, was super interesting. I didn't make a ton of progress on Immortal Rose. I am reading on my Kindle right now, which I'm probably eventually going to switch, but I'm 39% into it. We are in a chapter that I am enjoying. I want to keep reading this, so that's where we are. And then, because the audiobook did have some people waiting for it, I did decide to dive right into Dissection of a Murderer by Joe Murray, and I'm about 76 pages into this, probably a little bit more, but I'm in the middle of a chapter. So basically, this book is set in England, and you have Layla Reynolds. She is basically, what is she? She's handed her first murder case of a well-respected judge whose death sent shockwaves throughout the community. She doesn't think she's anywhere here to handle this kind of high-profile assignment, but the defendants, he wants her and only her. Except the defendants won't tell them what happened, but he wants her to represent him. And Leela soon wants her opponent, and her opponent is her husband, who trained her, and they have a bit of a interesting dynamic. And yeah, we also get point of views from Witness X, I think. Is that what it's called? Let me go back and see if it tells me. Yeah. I don't know if it says it. Yeah, it's in the audiobook. It says Witness X, and you also have someone that's sending her creepy messages, but I'm only 76 pages in, and we're about to experience how they're connected, because she has defended this person before. I'm really liking this book quite a bit. I don't normally read political thrillers, but everyone has been talking about this one. So yeah, that is the one. I'm also watching The Sheep Detective, which I know is a weird movie, but I'm really excited to dive back into it. So yeah, I'm gonna go try to get up to 50% in this book and then figure out what I want to do. If I want to read on my Kobo, if I want to go for a bike ride, all the things. But I will talk to you guys when I have an update, hopefully soon. But yeah, I am really liking everything that I'm doing this weekend. So I'll be back soon. Bye, book friends. Friends, I'm back. It is Sunday. I did wind up last night. I did wind up getting out my crafting, which I haven't done yet. I'm also going to do a really interesting vlog next week. So I'm trying to finish a book for this so that the next book, or finish a book so I could start my next vlog, because I'm really excited for that vlog. It should be fun. But I did wind up getting up to chapter 53, so 297, 75% into A Section of a Murder by Joe Murray. I'm really liking this book. It's a courtroom procedural, and there's a lot of things in this story that don't click right away. But you basically have, I'm trying to think of, obviously the UK has a very different system than we do. But I'm sort of thinking of it as you have a defense and a prosecutor that are both husband and wife, and you have a client that is silent. And the way that it works in the UK, you can't build a defense unless your witness tells you anything, unless the defendant tells you anything, and their witness is deciding not to tell them anything. You have a husband and wife that are on opposite sides of the same case. You have witness X, who you're learning about, who you don't know who witness X is. And then you also have a little bit of blackmail in this story. But I'm really captivated by this story. I really am enjoying it. I don't read a lot of thrillers because I sometimes find the characters super unlikable. This one is working for me, so I'm about maybe 300 pages into this. I probably will finish this on my walk as I'm running home and such, and then I'm going to start my next vlog. I'm also reading Immortal Rose physically on my e-reader, and I'm about 55% into that. I really am liking this book. I'm really enjoying it. It's been a bit since Alexandra Bracken has wrote anything. This is definitely more of a fantasy, I would say. It probably will be classified as a romantasy, but I'm really enjoying it. It has a lot of Bridgerton element, it has a lot of side characters, and I just want to keep reading. I really was going to read my other book as well, but I'm just having a fun time with it. It's definitely slow. It's more a fantasy world. It's very, very Bridgerton-esque, but I'm having a fabulous time with it, so I want to go keep reading. I also finished watching The Sheep Detectives last night. It was definitely a bit of a emotional watch. I was not prepared for that emotionally. But I did start watching Little House on the Prairie. That will be my next watch, which will be a bit of a longer watch. So I'm going to watch that now. But yeah, my goal is when I go run to town, I'm going to bring this book and I should be able to finish it. And then we'll start my next vlog. My next vlog is going to be a catch-up-a-thon vlog where we build a pie. And because it is a pie theme, there'll be a fun reward for me every single time I make a pie. But we'll get to that in my next vlog. But, alright. I am about 75% into this. I'm about 50% into my book. I'm going to go try to finish both of them today. That is the ideal world. But we never know what the world is about to bring with us. So I'm going to go do that. I'll be back when I have an update for you after yoga. And hopefully we will be talking about the end of this, because I think it's going to be a wild one. Bye, book friends. Book friends, I really thought this vlog was going to be done on Sunday, but I just did not finish my Immortal Rose book. So I have about 20% left of this book. I am really liking it. I just want to take my time with it. I am really liking it. This is going to probably be a 5-star read for me. I'm really having a fun time. I'm loving the characters. I'm loving the depthness of this. I would classify this as a romantasy, but it definitely does have a pretty big fantasy element. I'm liking all the side characters. I'm liking the world. This is definitely a book I would have to reread, maybe re-listen to when the audiobook comes out. I think it comes out late August, and I'm going to have a physical copy from Fairy Loot anyway. But I'm really liking it. I'm loving the characters. I'm loving the world building. Alexandra Bracken always does very good friendship dynamics. That's always her thing, and I really am reading this in the story. There's been a lot of romance tropes that happened, and I'm just really having a fun time. So I'm gonna go read the last 20% of this. I'm also watching Little House on the Prairie, which goes so well with my next read, but that'll be for another vlog, which I'm really excited to start. So yeah, I'm gonna go finish the last 20% of this. Perhaps go for a bike ride. We will see. I want to go before it gets too hot, but I will talk to you guys when I'm done with this book to wrap up this video. Okay, bye book friends. Book friends, I'm back. I just want to do an update. I did wind up finishing Immortal Rose by Alex Bracken. I did give that book like 4.5 stars. I think that it was a little bit long, but I do think it needed to be long. I really liked the characters. I thought it was a fun read. It was doing a lot, and I just think I sometimes got a little bit lost in the detail. It's definitely a book I'm gonna have to re-listen to. I know that immediately. I'll probably re-listen to it maybe in the fall when I head back to work, because it's like a little bit of a, I think it would be a quick listen. There's a lot of characters in this story that I really liked. I liked the romance. It was very, very fun. We left on a wild cliffhanger, and I really, really enjoyed it. So I will be back. I'm gonna wrap up this vlog. Thank you guys for watching. Go check out my another challenge vlog. It will be out in a week or so, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Let me know in the comments what is your favorite book you've read so far.